Today we are back on the job site after our Thanksgiving weekend. We're going to be working on installing all the AZEK TimberTech Vintage Collection PVC decking. Did I get all that right? Right now we're finishing up just a little bit more blocking that we needed to do around some of the utilities that are popping up through the deck. The finaling touches of all of our weatherproofing. Pretty close to getting started on the decking. So you guys follow along with us as we get all this decking done today, hopefully, and start working on our stairs tomorrow and our picture frame perimeter board. All right, guys, so what I'm doing right now is I'm gonna do my chalk line here for our first deck board. And I'm gonna show you how I get that. One thing that you need to remember is you need to identify what size your fascia is going to be, how much space your fascia is taking up, and then the size of your first picture frame deck board. So we already know our fascia is going to be furred out 1/2 inch, and then we're going to be using a full deck board on top of that furring. So that's a 1.5 inch bump out. And then we're going to be doing a 1/2 inch lip. So we're going to be at 2 inches. I know that my picture frame is going to be 7 1/4. So there's my line I need to go at. This is going to be where our first deck board is laid out. What I want to do is I want to pull measurement from the house all the way to this line. And then I'm going to do the same thing over there and see if it matches up, right? It should, theoretically, because the deck should be squared. It's one of those things that you want to just double check and not just assume, because I could do this same thing over there logically, right? And then we start laying the board down, and once we fasten it up, we notice that the board doesn't exactly fall straight. So I'm going to go find that line over there, and then we'll see where we're at, and then I'll pop my chalk line once I get both of my scribes done.
You guys can't see it, but he's looking pretty steezy today.
What does that mean?
Cool.
All right, now it's time to pop my line, and then we're just gonna measure from the house and see if everything makes sense. So this is the pneumatic gun that we're using. It's called the Tiger Claw. The Tiger Claw is what's going to speed this whole process of installing these deck boards up tremendously. The Tiger Claw takes scrails. Now the scrails you can buy at most of your suppliers. I know our supplier doesn't supply them, so we actually order them on Amazon. I'll provide the link in this video comment section. You know, for how much it speeds up the process, it's almost worth it, guys. Spend a couple extra dollars and get the scrail system with the Tiger Claw and pop those scrails in place. There's nothing to it, really. It's just going to speed you up so much more. If you do have to back it out, make sure you have a Phillips head to back it out. It's not a star drive. Preferred tools of the trade here: mallet, pistol. That's one good lesson, huh? There's no just any simple fix. There's always going to be something that fix changes, all right? Do we want to check to see if this is good?
You can do a little reach around.
You pervert. I love it. keep doing that down. So we are trying to keep a nice straight line here, guys. But you got to kind of keep an eye on your deck lines throughout the whole install. Constantly looking at them to make sure that you're not getting off here and there, because there's going to need to be micro adjustments throughout the whole thing. All right, it's like 20 degrees today. We just got to the job site. It rained all day yesterday. And we have decking to do today. And all the joists are frozen. And the deck boards that we laid Monday
are nice and slickery.
looks kind of fun, actually. Kind of miserable to work with, but we're going to do our best. We got to get as much decking done today as possible. We got a lot of work ahead of us. We're trying to meet the deadline of Christmas, so that's what we're going to work towards. I don't know. If the weather continues to be this icy, it's going to make that very difficult. And we are dealing with PVC. And if you've worked with PVC before, when it's really cold, it gets really brittle. We had a few boards already break on us while we were trying to do a notch for one of the 8x8 posts. I think we had about an inch left in that deck board when we made the notch, and we moved it just a little bit and it broke. Normally, you know, this stuff's really flexible when it's warmer outside, but because of the cold weather, just got to be very gentle with this stuff. Those are our challenges for today. So let's get to it. I'm sweating over here, baby. Yo, you throw me the hammer? Thanks. I mean, we could just fire away, but it's our lines will get destroyed, and then the gapping will be inconsistent. So it's like we already started where they're nice and snug. We got to kind of keep that same momentum. Unfortunately, it's kind of what's slowing us down at this point, is just getting them nice and snug. But that's all right. This only needs to be done once, and then it's here for what, fucking ever. I'm really curious to see what all this PVC ends up looking like in 20 years, you know, if they really do hold up to the test of time, like all these companies are promising. It's PVC. It doesn't fade, or at least that's what they say. I don't know. Wonder what ends up happening in all this PVC. You think, like, you know, all this building material, this plastic building material, what it's gonna do in the next 50 years, where it's gonna go. Like, we better have some kind of plan You know, like how to recycle this stuff. Because if this just ends up in landfills, we're in trouble. All right, so in order for us to get this proper angled cut here and it be super consistent, we're not gonna cut each deck board independently. What we're gonna do is we're gonna line them all up just like we did here. We're gonna put a scribe board here and then get our line marked out all the way throughout. And then make our cut. This is a perfect job for a track saw. If you don't have a track saw, they make a lot of different types of tracks that you can get to outfit with your saw. It is a commitment though. They are very expensive, but you can't be a pro installer without one. We're gonna get right up to that deck board. Nothing more, nothing less. Nice. It's hard to see coming on that side where my cut line is. Yeah, let's finish it out with a multi-tool. So now that we got this angle cut, we're going to take all these boards and push them forward and then send them in one at a time. All right, we've got this side done. All the plugs are done. Cortex screws in. We are working on our first deck board here. We're gonna get busy on this. It's getting a little bit late, but we're wanting to get as much done as this we can today before we leave, and then tomorrow we'll come back and then we'll just nail out the rest of this lower level deck, or as much as we can, before we get ready for this snowstorm that's coming. Snow's a horrible thing when you're building a deck. It sucks. It just pours out on everything. You have to spend all the time cleaning all the stuff off, getting it to the point where you can start installing it again. But That's not going to stop us. We're going to bring our heaters out. We're going to melt down what we need to if it's really bad and get right back to work. That's it for the day, guys. We're going to just finish this last section off, and we're going to pack up and roll out. All right, guys, so you all know that we stepped in on this project because the original contractor ended up filing bankruptcy and leaving the job half done. Well, that's going to come with some complications, as we expected. One of the major complications is the framing correct? Does it all make sense? And is it going to finish off the way we needed it to? Well, we're running into a small problem. As we're decking this up, we're realizing that we have 4 inches between this deck board and that post, and we have 5 inches between that post and that deck board. Now what this means is that landing, the landing is not squared up with the house. That's right, it's big news. I gotta break it to the homeowner. We gotta figure out what we wanna do, or if we're just gonna keep on rolling the way it is. Good morning, guys. We're back on the job site, and we are about to start finishing up the rest of our deck boards down here in this lower level. The idea today is to get all the decking installed. We got a lot of notching to do around this landing. We're going to try to cut in the picture frame perimeter and get the inlay board laid down. I don't think Antonio can hang today. Good morning. It is Monday and it is cold. We still got a lot of work to do out here. We're going to be cutting up the mid-span inlay board, making room for a 7 1/4 deck board inlay. We're going to be cutting in for the picture frame today on this lower level deck, and I'm going to get started on some stringers. It might be a short day today. We've got a lot of ice and we got a lot of snow coming, probably about midday. And I'm not sure if you guys have seen this yet. There is a steep driveway here and we are at the bottom of it. And we don't want to get snowed in here because we want to go home to our families. So we might leave a little early today because of that. We just don't want to get stuck down here and not be able to leave.
And that is, my friends, is how you make a beautiful cut with a track saw.
All right, it's coming down pretty hard and the temperature's dropping, but I wanted to show you guys something here. I figured out my stringer layout, the rise and run for the landing up to the main level. At this point, what I need to do now is I just need to get my ledgers installed for the stringers. So that way, you know, we come here and then we're going to do the same thing there. And get those lagged in place, nice and plumb. And I will be able to start cutting my stringers out and get them installed. Now, underneath here where we're doing the kick plate, we're going to have to go underneath the deck and put some flat blocking in between the joist here so that way we have something to screw our kick plate down to. It looks like there's a joist that runs right here, right kind of in the good meat of the stringer, which actually is a good thing. So the stringers are landing right here on a joist, but just to strengthen this up a little bit more, we're going to add flat blocking underneath here. Now I know some of you guys are probably thinking, try working up north. Well, we don't work up north. We work in North Carolina. And this kind of weather to us is pretty traumatizing. But we're going to get done what we can while we're here and just call it a day once we start realizing that the roads, or even this driveway over here, is getting a little icy. Because we're not trying to camp out. Let me see the happy dance. Stairs are installed. Woo!